This is a big celebration, much bigger than last year. And
Someone else walked away.
how much progress.
Someone else would have stayed. Should've said someone else would have left me a long, long time ago. Oh, someone else would have called my bluff, saying I ain't worth it. Love.
Gypsy just posted a video about, Ken and how much she loves Ken. I'm going to insert a screenshot, but I can't help but notice that these are all old videos and photos of Ken. They're not new. So Ken is still missing. I don't know where Ken is. Where is Ken? Where is he?
All right, listen up, guys. I need to know something before we dive in. Where are you watching from? And what's the time in your country right now? Let me know down in the comments. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single breakdown of this absolute circus we call the Gypsy universe. Quick and easy. Don't think, just do it. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's jump into the madness. As always, let me make this clear. What I'm about to share with you is all alleged, rumored, and based on what's circulating online. I'm giving you the tea, the commentary, the drama, but none of it is confirmed fact. Keep that in mind as we go. So, the internet's been buzzing because Gypsy Rose just can't resist making herself the center of attention yet again. Recently, she posted a TikTok montage, and y'all, it was not just any montage. It was a string of old clips of her and her boyfriend, turned maybe boyfriend again, Ken Urker.
No one else could have loved me like you do. Thank God my son owns you. Thank God my son owns you.
And when I say old, I mean months old, from back when she was rocking those ratty extensions at her July birthday party. We're almost in October now, and sis is still recycling footage like she's on a clearance rack. And the vibe of the montage? Creepy. Off-putting. Straight up, I miss you energy. The music she paired with it was basically screaming, "No one loves me like you do." Like, Gypsy, if this man is still in your life, where's a recent selfie? Where's a quick video of him blinking in real time? Because posting nothing but flashback clips feels more like a memorial slideshow than a couple's TikTok. People are genuinely asking, where is Ken?
Ken, Gypsy Rose, and HIV. Okay, we have not seen Ken in 6 to 8 weeks, I want to say. There were rumors that he was in rehab. However, during the time he was supposed to be in rehab, he was spotted out in the wild with GRB. People are saying he could have gotten a day pass. I don't know, that's pretty early in rehab to be getting any type of passes, but I don't know. First thing, and I'll get to the HIV part in a minute, but somebody that knows them both told me that once Ken gets clean, he's not going to be able to handle it. Meaning GRB, not the entire situation, but specifically GRB. Have y'all noticed that ever since those emails came out, it seemed that his substance use, particularly plowing snow, really ramped up, as we saw in his live stream where he did it. On the live stream, we heard it. We heard the echo of a freaking straw.
This isn't just me stirring the pot. Comment sections across social media are flooded with speculation. Is Ken hiding? Is he distancing himself from Gypsy's constant drama? Or is she deliberately holding back new content because something's off behind the scenes? Because let's face it, Gypsy lives for the attention. If Ken were still by her side, she'd be flaunting him in every post. The silence speaks louder than her recycled montages ever could.
Ken is really pissed off about one email in particular, and it's this one. I've posted it and read it before. Please pause to read if you're inclined to. This one, she thought he had HIV. The veil sure does lift when you're getting sober. But it's surprising that this email in particular pissed him off the most. Not that GRB unalived her mother, not that she offered her hypothetical 13-year-old daughter to Nicholas Godejohn, not that a man is sitting doing life in prison without the possibility of parole because of her, but that email. All I know is he's very upset about that, very, very upset. I don't know anything else. But apparently, like, deal breaker upset. You know they're going to get back together next week. They will until they won't. There's so many rumors. There's rumors she's moving to Texas. There's rumors she broke up with Ken. There's rumors now that Ken met a guy in rehab. Who knows? But I do know, allegedly, from somebody that knows the both of them, he is very highly upset about that email in particular. They were embarrassing. You know, there's only so much you can try to play off. And once he got sober, so yeah.
Now, while fans were busy wondering if Ken had pulled a Houdini, Gypsy was waging war on another front, Cameo. If you're unfamiliar, Cameo is that platform where you pay celebrities, or in this case, infamous public figures, to send you personalized videos. Think birthday shoutouts, love notes, or advice clips.
Every homeless person on the street should be excited because apparently now they can get on Cameo and give life advice for things that they're not qualified for and get paid. Why? That's exactly what Gypsy Rose is doing. Y'all, the Cameos are getting worse. Like, they're getting worse. And I'm willing to believe that most of these people are just spoofing and doing it on purpose. I doubt anybody genuinely wants any of this. There was a pep talk, one where a woman just got a job as a therapist, and Gypsy is telling her how wonderful she is, what a great career choice that is, and how proud of her she is. And but it's all about Gypsy again. Gypsy has multiple therapists, blah, 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 blah.
Gypsy hopped on the platform to monetize her name. And of course, it's already turned into a dumpster fire. Here's what happened. One creator decided to test Gypsy with a so-called experiment. They submitted a request asking for advice about what to do if their mother disapproved of their boyfriend. Now, pause right there. That is literally the most loaded question you could ever throw at Gypsy Rose. And the fact that she didn't step back and say, "Yeah, not my lane," tells you everything you need to know. Instead of declining, Gypsy jumped in head first and delivered a 7-minute video.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard is on Cameo right now. If you've missed my last couple videos, she commented on my TikTok and she thinks I'm a troll for some reason. I told her to make a cameo because I'm having some issues with my boyfriend and my mom doesn't want me to be with him, and it's just really affecting me, and I have a 7-minute long cameo. I did in fact try and play it on my TV for you guys, but unfortunately this is all we get, so.
Kendall, so from what
Just
I was
heard her say my
reading,
name. Oh
you
my
are
God.
going through a issue with your mom not approving of your current boyfriend and banning you from seeing him. Okay, so I want to start off
This
with,
cannot be real.
I am not a licensed professional to give life advice, so the advice that I'm going to give you is just kind of like wisdom that I've learned throughout the years. Okay. So
I'm sorry, I have to
first,
hit my babe.
I want to say I understand that this is extremely difficult. Matters of the heart are extremely complex and difficult to deal with. So I
rude.
feel you on that, and trust me, you are not the first person to go through this. At some point, everybody goes through this in their life. So what I will say is, you only ever have one mom. And boyfriends, relationships, friendships come and go. But you will only ever have your one mom. And I'm sure, because I am a mother. I have been young once. I'm a mother now. And I feel like perspectives have kind of changed since I became a mother. So I know that your mom probably just wants the very best for you. And I'm sure that her I guess you could say,
take a laugh.
standards of what she would want in a partner for you are pretty high, because you have to remember, you're her baby girl, and she's only ever going to want the best for you.
This cannot be real.
And also, if mothers have a sense, okay? They have like a spidey sense. It's part of their superpowers. And I'm sure that your mom is picking up on things maybe, and they could be valid or they can't be valid. I don't know, I'm not her. But moms pick up on things. And so have a sit-down conversation with her.
I gotta
And
get a
be
drink.
calm.
Y'all
Be
listen.
completely calm. That'll show her how mature you are. Because I don't know how old you are. I didn't see that in the profile. But I can kind of tell if your mom's banning you from seeing this guy that you're probably on the younger side of life. I am 34 and I have made tons of mistakes, so I have a little bit of wisdom. But have a sit-down
experience?
conversation with your mom. Have that open communication with your mom.
So I shouldn't get my boyfriend to kill her?
Ask her, Mom, what are the things that you don't like about this guy? What are your concerns? And have that, open dialogue. And I'm sure she'll be more than happy to.
Yes, 7 minutes. And keep in mind, the average cameo runs about a minute or less. People pay her $100 and usually get a rushed 25-second, hi, thank you, love you kind of clip. But when it came to this question, the one that mirrored her own life in the darkest way, she couldn't resist spilling advice like a wannabe life coach.
Tell you and be forthcoming about what it is that she's picking up on that she does not like. And if it's something that maybe could be resolved,
By
maybe
not
all three of y'all
offing my
can
mom?
have a conversation together, and she can sit down with the guy and say, hey, maybe these are some things that I'm concerned about regarding the relationship. Prove to me that maybe I'm wrong. And if that is a no-go, if she's like, I don't like the guy, okay? Unfortunately, it might come down to an ultimatum where you do have to make a decision. Hey, do I want to have a relationship with this guy? And I don't know if it's temporary, how long we're going to stay together, or what the future holds. Or, your relationship with your mom. And your mom is always going to be there for you. Like, don't think that she's just going to stop loving you just because you like this guy. No. But I will say, most likely, very rarely does anyone ever, end up with their first boyfriend or their second or their third or their fourth as their longtime partner. Boyfriends will come into your life for a reason or a season. As
I cannot process
and
this is real right now.
Maybe this reason is to kind of bring you and your mom even closer by having this open conversation with each other. And it'll prove to her how mature you are, and it will build trust in you both. And hopefully, some good can come out of it, and y'all can become closer. But I will say, it is extremely important to foster that mother-daughter bond. My daughter, if my daughter ever came to me and was like, hey, I like this guy, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not feeling this guy. There's just,
you should kill him.
As a mom, like I said, we want to be protective. We want to know that our baby girl is being taken care of and loved and appreciated. So again, the best advice I can give you is have that open communication with your mom.
There's not enough alcohol in the
no
world
matter
for
what, your
this.
mom's going to be there for you. She'll be there, if things fall apart, she's going to be there. If you succeed in any relationship, she's going to want you to succeed in your relationships. If it's the right time and the right person, that's another big thing is relationships shouldn't have to be like so hard whenever it comes to family dynamics. Like my stepmom loves my boyfriend. She always has.
Which one?
She got my ex-husband. So it makes things a lot easier when your parents love your partner and take them on as family. That's such a good feeling to have. And so if you're trying to force that puzzle piece that isn't fitting, that's probably because it's not the timing and it might not be the person. I fully believe that, whatever higher power that you believe in, that there is a time and there is a purpose for everybody that comes into your life. So I know this video is kind of running a little long, but I just wanted to let you know that, your feelings are valid. Your mom's feelings are valid. She's not the enemy of the situation. She really does love you and is just trying to protect you because heartbreak sucks. It sucks. I don't know if you had your first heartbreak, but it sucks. And we, as moms, we all try to protect our daughters from getting hearts broken and stuff. So, again, have a good, deep, calm conversation with your mom and see if this issue could be resolved. Okay, thank you so much for, getting a cameo. I really appreciate it. I hope my talk and kind of shared wisdom helps you out. Have a wonderful and a blessed day. Bye.
Thank you, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Hi,
Kendall.
Hi,
So
Kendall.
happy
I cannot even begin to put into words. I need to gather my thoughts. There's the cameo, guys. I literally don't know what to say right now. The fact that I am also quite literally on her story right now, she sends me this nice loving cameo and then she posts this on her story pray for them. They need Jesus. Girl.
The buyer, unsurprisingly, was not impressed. They left a review basically saying Gypsy had no business giving guidance on that kind of situation, pointing out that her own history makes her the absolute worst person to weigh in. And honestly, I agree. It's not even about trolling. It's about common sense. If your entire notoriety comes from a violent family scandal, maybe don't position yourself as a relationship and family dynamics guru. But here's where it gets wild. Cameo deleted the review. Yep. They sided with Gypsy, calling the feedback harassment and abuse toward talent. Talent. I almost choked when I read that.
Hey divas, time to take your own advice and lock in. I'm willing to bargain with you here, okay? Give me the opportunity, please, to write a second review. I've already been emailing you guys, and the response is wild as a company that you guys are giving me. However, from a legal standpoint, I understand that you do have to protect your creators, regardless if they're a murderer or not. So the turnaround time, I'm willing to turn it to a thumbs up, as well as video length and audio and video quality. I got to hear the ChatGPT answer and see it in crystal clear quality, okay? But the authenticity and the personalization is staying a thumbs down. And according to the Federal Trade Commission, you cannot delete an honest review. Mind you, I also offered in my emails to rewrite this review completely. I even wrote you out a full proposal. Pause to read again. Sorry, I don't know what you can see and what you can't. And then you guys had like some ChatGPT email me back and said then I emailed your recommendation of safety at Cameo. I rewrote the exact same email that you guys just saw. You guys told me that I was harassing her and it was abusive to the talent of your community guidelines. Yeah, that would be the review I left, and I could have worded it a little better, I'll give you that. I know I kept using the word trolling, but I would like to replace that word with experiment because it was an I wanted to see if she would do it. She had every single right as a creator on your platform to deny the request. She had no business answering that. Mind you, once again, I put in the exact thing that I asked for Gypsy Rose into ChatGPT. Word for word, this is a ChatGPT response. I don't want a refund. I've never asked for it. I'm not asking for it. However, I should have the right to leave a review because the reason that I did this was to see if she would take the request, and she did. Clearly, if she's using ChatGPT, then she doesn't need to be answering or fulfilling those requests on your platform. And I'm more than willing to submit another review, and to be fair on it, 3 out of 5 stars for the 3 things that do apply. I'll be fair with you.
So let me get this straight. It's perfectly fine for Gypsy to profit off her story, answer sensitive questions about mother-daughter relationships, and pretend to be a voice of wisdom, but it's harassment for someone to criticize her for it. Make it make sense.
Like I told you in this email, I would like to replace the word with experiment because if that had been a young, impressionable woman, person, whatever, who was actually wanting that advice, I myself, when I was younger, went through a situation where I had a boyfriend that my parents didn't like and I was not allowed to see him. And if I had been asking for advice at that time in my life, oh my God, I mean, total wrong person to be answering that question. Because do you want to know what I didn't do whenever I wasn't allowed to see that boyfriend? Manipulate an autistic boy to sling/sway my mother over it, okay? Like, this is insane. And if I tried to submit a new review like you guys told me to do that was not abusive or harassing, which is just insane, considering, number one, I'm a content creator. All I did was create content around this. That is creative and not illegal to do so. Mind you, I just did exactly what you told me to, and I tried to redo it, and I, once again, was going to be fair with it, and you guys will not let me. So, I mean, as a major company, like, backing a murderer over this, like, is just absolutely insane. Like, I know that you have to protect your creators, blah, 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 whatever. Just let me rewrite the review. My God.
And remember, Cameo has guidelines. They literally say individuals with serious violent convictions aren't supposed to be on the platform. Yet here's Gypsy, front and center, raking in money while ignoring those rules. Meanwhile, regular entertainers have been booted for far less. The double standard is embarrassing. As if that wasn't messy enough, Gypsy allegedly started using sock puppet accounts to go after the creator who exposed her.
Thank you for that. Y'all go click on this comment so you can see the picture that she posted with that. She went and got the Cameo rules and she cropped it and put it here. Anywho, so a convicted SA offender cannot use Cameo, but other offenders can. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there are other convicted felons and criminals out there that have turned their lives around and done, great things. But Gypsy's out here glorifying the fact that she murdered her mother. You see my doggy in the background? Isn't he cute? He needs to be groomed. Anywho, so she's out here making money off the fact that she murdered her mother by giving advice to a young lady, whether it was a troll or not. She actually had the audacity to make the video pretending to give advice to a young lady who was not getting along with her mother because she wanted to have a boyfriend and her mother didn't like this boy. Seriously, if that isn't classless and tasteless, I don't know what is. But according to Cameo, it's allowed. So you know what? We need to blow Cameo up. You need to message them. You need to email them. You need to contact them in any way and let them know what you think of that. Because I don't think that's okay. Can you imagine some little girl asking for some serious advice and it coming from Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who's never made a great decision ever? Let's see, murder, adultery. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But the murder part, Cameo needs to change their policies. They really do, but they won't do it until we either boycott or let them know, so light it up. But thank you for your comment, and thank you for providing the receipt and the proof. I appreciate you. Now, let's go buy this Escalade, y'all.
Dems telling them to grow up, mocking them, basically proving the point that she's obsessed with controlling her image. And you can't convince me she doesn't do this. We've seen this pattern before. Gypsy allegedly trying to dox critics, calling people's workplaces, stirring up drama behind the curtain while playing victim in public. It's like she never left high school.
Okay, I'm posting this now in case Cameo wants to take down my second review. This is the new one that they so graciously allowed me to make, and I kept it very respectful and with love. You can see down here. Like, seriously, thank you, Jip Jip. The video quality, astronomical, turnaround time, phenom. You did get -2 stars, though, for using ChatGPT. I've already posted all of the receipts of all of the emails with Cameo and them backing it. I mean, it's just insane. Jip Jip, my girl, stop messaging me off fake accounts. Like, I clearly don't give a shit. And I don't know what, one of you sent me the screenshot that Gypsy left a comment saying this, that when Cameo commented on the video saying that she's locked in, meaning Cameo has my back. I'm not saying they specifically have mine either. I mean, my God, I'm borderline in beef with them right now. However, they did allow me to leave another review, and that they require their creators to not use AI for their videos. So, thank you. Have a good day, everybody. I really want this to be the last video, like, seriously.
Let's connect this back to Ken, because here's where it gets even juicier. While she's busy feuding with strangers online, the supposed love of her life is MIA. Not one recent shot, not one current clip, and the old videos she keeps posting, they only highlight the absence more. People are whispering that maybe Ken wants no part of the circus. Maybe he's laying low until things calm down. Or maybe he's already out of the picture. And Gypsy's just holding on to the ghost of that relationship to save face. And honestly, can you blame him if he dipped? Look at the pattern. Gypsy claims she wants peace, a new beginning, a chance to live a normal life. But in the same breath, she's manufacturing drama on TikTok, starting feuds on Cameo, and allegedly lashing out at anyone who threatens her fragile spotlight. It's exhausting to watch, let alone live with. People are even comparing her antics to Carrie. You know that scene, the blood, the humiliation, the meltdown. Except this isn't a horror movie, it's Gypsy's daily TikTok feed. The desperation, the jealousy, the obsession with proving she's desirable and adored, it all screams insecurity. And let's not forget, stories have been floating around for years about how Gypsy used to lash out at girls she thought were prettier than her, even allegedly threatening kids at one point. The pattern of jealousy isn't new. It's just resurfacing in a digital age. So, where does that leave us? On one side, we've got Gypsy trying to control her narrative on Cameo, spinning herself as an advice-giving guru while silencing anyone who calls her out.
Has anyone noticed or found it odd that Gypsy has come back after this hiatus, but Ken is still nowhere to be found? Now, she's posted a picture of her and Ken and Aurora with the emoji over the face. But there's no sign of life from Ken anywhere, which is not in his character, because Ken was all about calling out and taunting Ryan. Ken was all about taunting all of us. Like, he liked the attention. He would get on live and it up and, just dance to the beat of his own drum, because there was no music, but his head was bopping, and talk a lot of smack, and he just loved the attention. It was crazy because he would never defend Gypsy. He was always, more worried about what everybody thought of him. He didn't really care what anybody said or did about Gypsy. But anyways, that last live that he did, what was it, the end of July, where he was blowing snow, and that's when there was all sorts of allegations of CPS, and he even admitted to the CPS. Like, there was a lot going on. Does anybody else just find it odd that Gypsy's back, but Ken isn't? Ken, I'm gonna need you to, if you're alive, buddy, because we're all a little concerned.
On the other, we've got this suspicious absence of Ken, with Gypsy clinging to old footage like it's proof that everything's fine. But if it were fine, wouldn't she be showing us? I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Ken is still around and just hiding? Or has he quietly exited stage left? And when it comes to the Cameo scandal, was Gypsy in the wrong for even answering that question? Or were people out of line for baiting her in the first place? Because for me, the real issue isn't the experiment. It's the fact that Gypsy took the bait, doubled down, and then played the victim when she got criticized. That's the part that exposes her the most. Sound off in the comments, because this saga just keeps getting messier. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're here for the next round of chaos. Trust me, the Gypsy roller coaster has no brakes.